The Hauraki Big Show with Jace, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Something happened yesterday, Mogi, that kind of shocked me in a way, and I'm interested to get your view on it. A member of our team.
Which team? Like all four of us?
Our studio team.
It's the three of us.
Yeah.
And you're asking Mike about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to get his view on it, if that's
This
okay,
is
Mogi.
curious, man. I don't know who this applies to.
Anyway, his partner had gone away for the day. And
For the weekend or for the day?
No, for the day and the night.
Oh.
So he was having a bit of a bachelor do, and stuff. But anyway, he showed me this app that he had on his phone whereby
Tinder.
he could track exactly to the point where his partner was. And he said, check this out, Jace, check this out, Hoyte J. And he showed me this map, and it had a little pin in it, and it showed exactly where she was. She was out with some school kids, doing the bushwalk and stuff, and it showed me where she was in the bush, and I went, hang about, what?
Hold up, boss.
What's that about? And I didn't feel comfortable sort of bringing it up with him because I just felt like, God, that's a bit much, isn't it, in terms of like tracking your wife?
My wife.
Down to the exact pinpoint where she is at every moment of the day. And I'm not even sure she knows he has that.
Okay, well, let's just say hypothetically that this is happening.
Yes.
I think it reeks of someone being a creep, of somebody being up to no good, so you know how much time you've got before your wife walks through the door.
Yes.
Yes. And I wonder, how you would explain it away as being necessary, if I'm completely honest with you.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good because I just needed to know, because that was my vibe.
Yeah.
It was
Do you want to
like,
get my vibe?
Yeah, what would you say?
what do you
Keyzie?
reckon, Keyzie?
Well, I reckon just hypothetically, because obviously we're not naming who this person is.
No.
Or
I don't
giving
know. I don't know who it is.
No.
Jace hasn't told me.
Well, and I did that deliberately.
God, that's good, man.
Yeah.
And it's not Pugson, right?
No.
No, okay, cool, yeah. I'd say that for this person, perhaps it's a convenience thing. Perhaps, he's in a secure relationship.
Oh,
with
he's making
someone.
it very secure.
Perhaps, and maybe she's got it for him as well. And maybe it's a funny thing that they do where they go, they check where they are.
I'm keeping my eye on you.
Yeah.
All the
I
time,
know where you are.
24/7.
Well, it was funny because this particular guy in our studio, I once admitted to the fact that every time I send my wife a text, I put kiss, kiss, kiss.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, that's a bit much. That's a bit
Just
overbearing.
Three kisses from where I'm sitting now. It just seems like a lot of kisses.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. Look, I'm not an idiot. I'm aware of the fact that these devices exist, that you are able to track your partners. It's just never occurred to me to do that. I just want my wife to know that she's free to be and do whatever she wants without old Hoyte J sticking his massive honker in.
I think possibly the flip side to it that this person might say is, if she's got nothing to hide, why can't I track her every second of the day?
Can I also just say this person also might not necessarily be tracking her every second of the day?
But he can if he wants.
But he could if he wanted to.
That's the beauty of it.
100%.
Anytime I want, I can start my tracking.
Yeah, and also
Just keeping an eagle eye on her.
just from where I'm sitting too, can I also just say that it's not this person is not bugging his wife's phone or paying money for a special
No,
app.
it came with a bug.
By the sounds of things,
Yeah.
it
Right.
sounds like they're just using a normal app that comes with every phone of this kind. What I'm hearing
That enables you to
enables me to track my
movements
wife.
of your partner.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, can I just put it out to the audience on 3483, Mogi, if I could? How do you feel about that? I mean, would you like to know where your partner is every moment of the day, and vice versa? Would you like your partner to know where you are every moment
This
of the
would
day?
actually make a good big poll. Can
It
I say
would,
that?
yes.
You remember the old school big poll?
I do.
This would be a good one.
But as I say, I don't want to talk about who was doing that.
No. That's neither here nor there.
That's either by, as they say. Let us know on 3483.
It's important we protect that person's privacy.
Yeah, totally.
Look, let me just put it this way.
Ironically, yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
his missus is going to be really pissed off.
Look, your secret's safe with us, Keyzie.
Oh, thanks, man.
The The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Yesterday in our podcast outro, Mogi, you talked to us about your morning that you had, and it was an absolute shocker, and it put you in a hell of a mood.
It's true.
And it was amazing. I had one of those mornings this morning.
Did your morning bug you?
Yeah, it did, Keyzie.
It's been bugging me.
Now, I love my wife,
Oh, that doesn't
My
sound like
wife,
it's true.
yeah, this is a real bad start.
and I just want to put this in context, right?
Oh, God.
I got up in the morning. It was good spirits, and my wife had gone to walk the dog early, so she went and walked the dog.
Is it a euphemism?
No, and it was my turn for the coffees. We alternate days, you know what I mean, in terms of who makes the coffee.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was out in the kitchen there, and my wife came back from walking the dog, and I said, "Just in time, darling, I'm making you coffee." And she went, "Oh, great." Now, normally I make her a coffee, she's in bed. Or she'll be in the lounge tootling around doing something in there, not really paying much attention. And I also want to tell you, I've been making her coffees 5-10 years, okay? So she was sitting at the bench, and I'm making her coffee.
Is this a breakfast bar?
It's like a breakfast bar,
Yeah.
and the coffee machine's just there.
Yeah.
And I'm frothing the milk.
Is that a euphemism?
No. And my wife says to me,
She says.
"Can you not boil the milk?"
Yep.
And I went, "Sorry?" And she said, "Can you not boil the milk?" And I said, "I'm not boiling it, I'm frothing it." So that was that. And I went, "That was weird. She's never said that to me before."
Yeah.
Then I was pouring the milk into her coffee, and she said to me, and I quote, "Can you not make it so frothy? Can you spoon out some of the froth?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went, "Are you being serious right now?"
Yeah.
And she went, "Well, I'm allowed to have my coffee how I like it."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, is that right?" I didn't say that, but in my head I was like, I've been making them for 10 years and never have I had a complaint about the coffee. And all of a sudden, it was the milk was too boiled, it was too frothy. So I'm going, what's that about?
Yep.
I'm fuming a little bit, thinking, that's weird. She's never criticised my coffee before. We then segued into a conversation about the family Christmas holiday.
Oh, God.
And can I tell you right now, that was a bad segue. Because we're trying to organise a family holiday with all of our girls who are overseas in various places. We have changed location 4 times. We were going to Vietnam, we were going to Sri Lanka, we were going to Thailand. Then we said, look, the girls are going to be in Melbourne, let's just do Melbourne. And I said, this is what we're going to do. What we should do is just book a holiday to Melbourne. If the girls are into it, great. If they're not, that's great. Let's just have a holiday in Melbourne.
Sure.
And she went, okay. And then she said, well, the whole point is to see the girls. So if they're not going to be around in Melbourne while we're there, what's the point of going to Melbourne? Shall we go somewhere else?
That's a good point.
And I just went, I'm going outside for a durry. And I can tell you, for the next 2 hours, a stony silence ensued.
Wow.
And it was just one of those conversations and mornings where I went from a good mood to...
bad mood. And it seemingly wasn't like much to get up in arms about.
Well, I feel like there's a lot to dissect there, actually.
Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. I'd love to come back and have a yarn about this. We haven't got time to cover it off here, but there's a lot in there for me, Jace.
Can we not do this after 5 because you'll be listening?
Yeah, we'll
'Cause
definitely.
That's all true what I just told you, and it was like, what is going on here?
I remained silent throughout, but I've got thoughts about all of that.
Yes.
All of that.
We'll definitely come back and discuss. Don't you worry about that.
Here's Oasis.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jace, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Fellas, are you aware of my budgeting situation?
Yes.
Yes.
So every week, my wife has set up our accounts now so that we've got a special account. A special account for like utilities, a special account for when we want to travel. We've even got an account for gifts. So if your mum or your dad's birthday rolls around, you've got money in a special account that can go towards that, so it's really handy. We also have a fun account each, where we each get I think it's about $165 a week to spend on whatever we want, which is cool. If you want new clothes or stuff, you can save up and buy clothes. If you want to go out for a dinner, whatever, it comes out of there. The issue is this weekend I actually went $20 over my fun account limit, and I was an OD for $20. And so I was like, can I just take $20 out of our check account, and then I'll just have $20 less next week? And she's like, no, that's not how it works. You can't do that because there's no, like, if that's how you're going to do it, what's the point in even doing this whole budgeting thing? You need to be like punished for going over budget.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And so what she basically suggested was she actually had a spare $20 in her fun account. She said I could have that, but I would have to pay her back $30 when my fun account gets topped up. So $10 interest.
Right, so just to get this straight, Keyzie, every pay packet you guys get, it just immediately goes dedouche into all your separate accounts.
That's right.
Right.
It's a pretty remarkable setup she's got for us.
Yeah. My daughters are like that, Mogi. They have plans for all of the money that they earn, and as a consequence, they're going great guns.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't know. I'm not allowed to see whether or not we're going great guns.
Right. So
I've
you
got
can't
my
even
fun
see
account, and that's it.
Yeah.
No, you're blowing that out. You're
I'm
buggering
blowing that
out.
out. But
You probably shouldn't even have control of your fun account from the sounds of it.
Well, it does sound like I'm on my first strike already.
It does. But she's got a punishment system in place.
Well, not so much a punishment, but she was like, look, if you're going to borrow from me in my fun account, I'm saving right now. I'm going to try to get some new shirts or whatever. You're going to have to pay me interest, $10.
That's good. So that's a lot of interest. Though.
Yeah, it is. I'm totally with her. When she rang me last night in tears talking about the fact that you'd gone over your budget, your fun account, and apparently, according to her, and this is just between me and her.
Oh, right.
That's not the first time.
Well, no, there's been a couple of other times that she sort of let me off the hook.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah, so like I said, look, charge him $10 interest, give him the $20, and just go from there. I think that's totally legit.
But it's a situation, Jace, where I'm just the little man going up against big finance. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I'm just trying to keep my head above water over here with the fun account. I'm going to Dunedin tomorrow. I'm going to need the fun account for that, won't I? What am I going to do?
Well, this is the other thing that, the issue that we're having at the moment because of you two losers in Pugson over in Brizzy. We're $4,000 short in our
$4,800.
$4,800 short in our
Fun
Big
account.
Show account, our Big Show fun account.
Yeah.
Which affects me, and it wasn't even me that did it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to take us all out to din-dins.
What, with the fun account?
With the fun account, the
Yeah,
Big Show
generous.
fun account. I was going to buy you a few beersies.
Nah.
Now we're having to room together in some mingy little hotel down there.
Do you mean dingy?
What kind of hotel?
Yeah, sorry, dingy. Did I say mingy?
Yeah, you can't say that.
And that's because of you guys losing control over in Brizzy.
So what do you think
but I'm
I
happy
should do?
with that.
What do you think I should do, though?
I think you should cop it and just
Pay the 10.
Pay the lady, man.
Pay the lady.
Yeah, pay the lady.
Pay
Keyzie.
the lady, full stop. Man, full stop.
Hey, the
Yes.
lady man.
The Hauraki Big Show. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Yes, indeed. The Kings of Leon, you mad bastards. You're listening to The Big Show with Minogue. You got Keyzie there. I'm Hoyte J.
Really good.
So
Strong
good.
son. I think, so for the listeners at home, we've just done a bit of a rejig, haven't we, here at the station? And now Matt Heath, Daddy Coos, is joining us full time in the place of Jason Hoyte.
But just always impersonating
Always
Jason.
impersonating. Always impersonating.
Jason's moving to the breakfast show to impersonate me.
Look, it's an
Harder
interesting
to
play.
impersonate me than Jason.
Very
Harder
hard.
to impersonate. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
pretty tough.
It is. It's an interesting play. Well,
Well,
it's good that you're here, Heafy/Hoyte, because I need some relationship advice. This is a regular thing that happens on our show. I reach out and Hoyte J and Mogi and also the listeners on 3483, they give me guidance because
Okay.
I'm new to all this.
Yep.
And you're a relationships guy, so
You
yeah.
should be able to help with this because you've been married.
yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's a
So-
great perspective.
Yeah.
So
So I've had some experience in that realm. Currently not.
Right.
But it doesn't. I mean, are you looking to be managed out of a relationship? or you want to stay there?
no. Well, here's what I'm
maybe
looking
don't
for.
ask me.
Here's what I'm looking for, right? So, first of all, straight off the bat, let me just say, love my wife.
Oh,
Oh
God.
no, that's
Break
bad.
up.
Oh, that's terrible.
Best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh, here we
God, I
go.
love her so much.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Oh no.
This is a bad one.
But
Oh.
There's this weird thing in our kitchen called a dishwasher.
You can't call it that anymore, man.
No, we've
Back in the day, you could say that,
Mike.
Keyzie, but we've been telling you, man, you can't say that sort of stuff anywhere.
Okay.
Now she's got a name, and you have to refer to her as that.
Sorry. Can I say, there is an appliance in my kitchen.
You're calling her an appliance? No, she's a human being, Keyzie.
Guys, there is an electrical appliance in my kitchen tucked under the bench there.
Oh.
With a big flap that you pull down and you put dishes inside it.
Keyzie.
Guys.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, it's a real bone of contention in my house because
Yes.
while I love my wife and she's fantastic, the best thing that ever happened to me, after she's used a bowl or a mug or something, she just puts it on top of the bench with the dishwasher right underneath and never puts them in. So I will go in behind her and do all of that. Is there any way I can bring it up to make her start doing this? Because at the same time, she always says, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you do that annoys me, but I don't say anything.
Right.
How do you tackle that? Or do I give up and accept that for the rest of my life I will have to put her dishes away?
Well, I guess there's in multiple ways. You could go in hot, going, you filthy pig, disgusting.
Right.
You should be ashamed of yourself. That's one way you go in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try
That's
that
one
tonight.
way. Try that tonight.
Okay, is that what you... Okay.
Or you could go in passive-aggressive, Keyzie.
Is those the only two ways?
You could go over and go, shall I just get your dish here?
Okay.
And shall I put it in the dishwasher, shall I? Is that what you want me to do it? Okay, I'll just do it.
That's a good Matt Heath perspective. Okay, I'm starting to figure a lot of things out about you.
Yeah, and those are pretty much the only two options. So you can either be aggressive or passive aggressive.
Okay.
And that's it. One of the other things you could do is, because what she said to you there is, there's plenty of things that annoy me about you that I don't mention.
Yeah.
But there would be plenty of things about her that annoy you that you don't mention. But this doesn't fall into that category because you've mentioned it.
Right.
This annoys you so much that it's now no longer in the I'm not going to mention it because it's not worth mentioning it, and now it's moved into the it annoys me so much.
So it's
I'm going to
actually-
mention it.
It's been
different.
upgraded.
It's worse. It's upgraded to I'm going to mention it.
Okay.
So
Could it be a trade-off? Do I say, all right, one thing right now that annoys you that I do, tell me and I'll address that.
Yeah.
In return, you'll address this. Is that a deal you can strike?
yeah, I think you've got to go for something here. There will be a bit of horse trading involved as well, and probably what will happen is you'll probably have to trade 6 or 7 things that annoy her about you for the one thing.
Right, okay.
So what do we got? What do you reckon is going to be on that list?
Doing the big show.
That's pretty annoying.
That's massively annoying.
Hugely annoying.
Sort of annoying time of the day.
Actually, I don't rinse my dishes before I put them in because I watched an ad saying you don't need to if you buy these special tablets.
Oh,
I found
mate,
that to be untrue.
that is so untrue.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Mate, you want to be you get in. You have to get in there with your fingers after a while. And have
Yeah.
you ever actually tried to clean a dishwasher when the bloody pipes get bloody blocked?
No.
No,
a
he
nightmare,
said,
mate.
he said, I was talking to Keyzie about that
Yeah.
as well the last time we talked about dishwashers, and he said that he doesn't do that because it's woman's work.
Oh yeah,
And I was just like, that's not on, man.
Yeah.
You can't say that.
that's sexy. I'm a sexist.
It is sexy and sexist.
It's hot.
You're the sexy sexist.
Yeah, thanks, guys. So I'm probably gonna go for the aggressive approach.
Any of that help?
It helped a lot, Matt. Thank you.
Okay, you backboners. Here's a bit of RAM for you on the big show.
The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki.
I've been stitched up last weekend, although it wasn't about
With your
kids.
haircut.
It sort of was. I haven't even had a haircut, Mike. All right. It was about kids, but not my kids. So I especially was very hungover. We had done a dinner at a friend's house where cocktails were involved, and I had been responsibly drinking those. And you know what it's like when you're having all the sugary stuff. So the next
It's
day,
the sugar, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the
It's the sugar
sugar.
that
it's the
gives
sugar.
you-
Yeah, I should have had so much sugar. The next day, I was pretty bad, and we went for a walk around the block, and we went past the school, and there was a little sign outside that said, community cafe, come on in. And I was like, what? It's a Sunday. And then my wife was like, oh, let's go in and have a look. I want to see the community cafe. And I was so hungover. And then I went to say I couldn't think of anything worse when a guy came out wearing the shirt. I was like, yeah, guys, come on in. And I was like, oh. So we walk in, get in there. It's for kids. We don't have any kids. There's blow-up castles. People are eating muffins. There's secondhand clothing, which is what piqued her interest. But it was all school uniforms. And then just I was about to say, okay, let's go. The lady who organised it came over and had like a 10-minute yarn. And it was all lovely. But I was
Not
just...
when you're hungover.
Yeah, nah.
I walked out and I said to Luce, I was like, that is one of the worst things you've ever done. I was so
Did you
bad.
guys get yourselves a school uniform each, Keyzie?
Yeah, I got her one, yeah.
Ooh.
What?
No.
What was your stitch up, Hoyte J?
Ooh, okay.
Don't act like it was a
Gee.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jace, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Does this happen with you guys? You find out someone's coming over to your house, so I think we have discussed this. So you make out as though your house is a showroom at all times by cleaning it to within an inch of its life.
Yes.
Do you do that?
No.
Well, you just said yes.
Well, no, I mean, yes, I know what you mean. People
Right.
clean their houses to within an inch of their lives, trying to create a false impression that that's how they live all the time.
That's right. Mike, do you do that?
Yeah.
So, and to be fair, we like to live in a tidy house most of the time anyway, but it'll just be the extra little 5% we have to do if we find out someone's coming over.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, after the show last night, I got a phone call saying one of Lucy's friends was coming up last minute from Christchurch.
Panic stations.
We got to pick her up from the airport at 9 o'clock.
No.
So, which is
First of all, I'll stop you there.
which, by the way, I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because they do the same for us down at Christchurch all the time.
Well, they could have given you a bit more notice, surely.
It was an emergency.
Oh,
Oh, come on, Jace.
sorry, man.
Come on, man. And so we had about an hour to sort of tidy the place up to the level of like a showroom. And the stuff that I was asked to do, I did it obviously, but I was just like, is this ridiculous or is this not ridiculous? So first of all, there was a frying pan and 2 chopping boards drying on the drying rack in the kitchen, right?
Yep.
Next to the sink. Do I have to put those away?
100%.
Nah.
Right. Because
100%.
we don't want the guests to know that we used a frying pan and a chopping board, right?
Yeah, that would be going away. I hate a drip dry.
Right.
Because to me, that means your kitchen is never clean. It's always dirty because you've either got the dishes sitting on one side or the other. To the naked eye, the eye doesn't know whether those dishes are clean or dirty. It's just, I hate that.
You hate that. So the way it works in our house, just so you know, I wash the dishes, drip dry. There's usually 3 things: frying pan and a
Overnight,
chopping board.
yeah.
Overnight, next morning,
Put 'em away, sure.
So that's fine. Those have to go because we don't want the guests to know that we use a frying pan.
I agree.
Okay, so I'll put a tick next to that one. Jace, you don't care. You live in filth anyway. So the next one is we have a clothes rack.
Yes.
Which is in our little sunroom where you enter. Now, in winter, it takes ages to dry stuff and we
Yeah.
don't have a dryer.
Sure.
So we had socks and stuff on there, nothing
Yep.
major. We had to take that and move it.
Knickers,
Yes, my knickers were on there. We had to
undies,
yes,
but just yours?
yeah, just mine. We're not allowed to mix, apparently.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Jace, I'm serious. So we had to take that clothes rack and put it in the garage
Yeah.
so that people don't know that we dry our clothes.
Yeah.
So that would you do the same?
That would be the same thing that would happen at my house.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Nah.
Jace? Nah. What about this one here really got my goat?
Deep inside?
Sure.
Grind it up and put it back inside,
Right, yeah, it did.
and you inside your goat there.
I had to take out the rubbish bins, right? We've got a recycling bin and a rubbish bin under the sink,
Yep.
hidden away.
Yep.
They were half full. I had to take those out and put fresh ones in because we don't want the guests to know that we've got rubbish.
Fresh ones in.
Like fresh paper bags that we used.
Oh, I see.
So it was half full. I had to take it out, put it in the bins out the back, put in fresh ones so that the guests didn't see what rubbish we had used.
Yeah.
Nah.
See, I think
I mean,
nah.
I can-
Well, especially if it's hidden away.
I understand what you're saying. I probably wouldn't have it at my house, but I can see the thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there any throw cushion action there, Keyzie?
Well, yeah, we've got 6 throw cushions and you have to put 3 on one corner of the couch, 3 on the other, and you have to karate chop them all in the middle so that they have little ears.
Yeah.
So I had to do that and I had to fold the throw blanket up and put that in the middle.
Here's the thing, fellas, and I can relate to what you're both saying, to be fair. We've had 3 or 4 people say to us, what I love about your house, and I don't know if it's a compliment or an insult, they say, what I love about your house is it feels like a home.
I describe your house as it feels lived in.
Lived in. Thank
Yeah.
you, Mogan. We've had a few people say that to us because we are... My wife's kind of messy.
My wife. Wow, she's kind of messy. Wow.
And,
Gee whiz.
and I'm quite
You
tidy.
didn't even say that off air. You said that on
On
air.
air.
But,
Wow.
but I'm kind of loose and I'm loosey-goosey.
Oh, you're a
about it.
shambles.
Yeah. I said the front, Keyzie. Jeez. What does the punters out there think? Do you clean your houses to within an inch of their lives if a guest is coming over?
3483. $50 9-day vouchers to give away. She also made me take my dillies out of the sink.
Oh, you're joking.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, no, that's a step too far.
The Hauraki Big Show podcast.
Hey, fellas, I had a shocking revelation over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, I've been married and happily so for many, many years, Mogi. How many is it?
26 for
Thanks,
you.
man. Thank you. 26 years. And in that time, it's always been my belief that we share the same tastes. And I think my wife feels the same way. And what I mean by that is we like the same things.
Does she like filthy caps as well?
Oh, does she like cheese balls?
Does she
and,
like
weird
Halloween
hoodies?
cities?
Okay, just settle down. That we have the same tastes in things, like houses and things like that. And recently, as you'll recall, we got our fireplace taken out, so there's a big gaping hole in the corner of our lounge now. And just our lounge in general and our little sun lounge
Oh, because you've got 2 lounges.
needs a bit of zhuzhing up.
Oh, zhuzh.
You know what I'm saying, Mogi? And so we went, hey, let's
Hey,
go.
can I ask you?
Yes.
Whose idea was that?
The zhuzhing up?
Yeah.
Mine.
Ha ha, you little zhuzh.
And so I suggested to my wife that we
My
go.
wife?
God almighty. I suggested to my wife that we go shopping, and not in your sort of Bunnings and all that sort of crap, because that's just all boring stuff. Antiques and things like that. And she said, yeah, that's a really nice idea. Unfortunately, we don't have the markets like you have in Europe. I watch a lot of antique shows, and they have these great old markets where we don't really have that, so you just have to go to sort of pokey antique shops. And I saw some stuff that I really loved. For example, Tiffany lamps. You know what Tiffany lamps are, fellas?
They're like the big, I've seen them, they've got like an overhanging mushroom shape.
Yes.
And it's made with different panes of different colours of glass.
Yeah, which I think is really lovely. And I went into one antique shop, and there were 4 of the bastards there.
what?
And there were 4 of the bastards there, and I went, wow, these are beautiful. And I said to my wife, what do you think of those? And she said, are you serious?
Wow.
And I went, well, yes, I am serious. What's wrong with those? And she said, I can't believe you like those. They are so ugly.
For the record, I quite like Tiffany lamps.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So do
Thanks.
I.
They're classic.
I'm actually quite relieved to hear that. I talked to my daughter about it. She thought it was the most hysterically funny thing she's ever heard. I like Japanese art, fellas. Particularly nudes.
Yes, nudes.
I love my art. I like my walls to be covered in art. I'm a very big fan of your friend, the photographer.
Richard Thurston.
Richard Thurston,
Yes.
for example. I got and some other New Zealand artists. And I found
Sorry, his name is Dick Thurston.
also, like all these beautiful Japanese nudes.
Right.
And she was like, "Are you serious?"
Far out.
And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm totally serious. This is my kind of thing."
So, are you trying to figure out who's got the better taste or who's actually got good taste? Are you worried that you have bad taste?
Well, I'm just shocked that she thinks my taste is so terrible, and that I thought we had the same tastes and everything.
Right. Well, should we do something to maybe figure out whether or not you've actually got good taste?
Sure, man. What, in the next break, you mean, Keyzie?
Sure, we can do
Oh,
that.
good idea.
That's a good idea, yeah. Did you feel right at home at the antique store? Well, I just mean like in...
I love them, man. Yeah, I do like antique stores. Yeah.
Well, because a lot of the things in antique stores have got, dust all over them. You've
filthy.
got dandruff all over your shoulders.
The Hauraki Beat Show with Jace, Mike and Keyzie. Tune in weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.